I might be a little crazy, but I decided that I wanted to try out doing the 24-hour reading challenge. I will preface this with saying I've already been up since like at least 9 o'clock this morning. It is currently 5:52, so technically if I do this all the way through without sleeping at all, I will be up for much longer than just 24 hours. So that's where the crazy part is coming in for sure. I think I can do the 24 hours, but it's the fact that I've already been up for far too long. So I have this big stack of books with me. Obviously, I'm not going to read all of these, but I just could not decide on which ones I should read. So my game plan, at least as of right now, what I'm thinking, I unfortunately still have not finished this book. This book, it's far too teen boy angst. You know, he has all right to be teen boy angsty because he is a vampire who has everyone, vampires, humans, all coming for him. And he doesn't have a clue of what he's doing. So rightfully so, but it's been a struggle for me to get through. But I only have like 50 pages left, I think. So I need to finish this one, so that's gonna be the first thing we tackle. And then I figured I probably should try to complete 10th grade year as well, the third book in the series. So I think I'm gonna try and read that as well. But after that, I don't really know what else I should read. I'm thinking I should probably tackle this one because this one is really, really short. And then pretty much everything else is just like dependent on what mood I'm in. So you have like, you know, a little like a romance, young adult romance. We have the third book of Cruel Prince, but we also have Gilded Ones. I've had this book for quite some time, haven't read any of it. I honestly, genuinely don't even remember what this is supposed to be about. I'm thinking it's like powers and like possibly kind of a dystopian kind of vibe, but I honestly genuinely don't recall. This one I've avoided just because I don't want to cry, and I've heard that it could possibly be a really big tearjerker. And then we have the Davenports, which I was really into the Davenports when I was initially reading it, but I just kind of stopped reading it. And I don't think it's that long of a book. Like I said, I honestly think I probably will definitely at least start out with these two books because they're short, and I think it will be like an easy way to kind of dive into reading for 24 hours. And then I think they will also help because they are very, very different. You know, teen, angsty vampire boy, and then just some girls and boys in the summertime. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. It is perfect timing. It's literally about to be 6 o'clock, so I will go ahead and get our timer started right at 6. So that way, it's like a nice number. That's another reason why I decided to start later in the evening, is because I feel like come 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, I'm just gonna go straight to bed, okay? Now we officially have started our timer, and we are going to go ahead and start with finishing Mr. Vladimir Todd. It's about 50 minutes, a little less than 50 minutes, but like I think that's still, you know, good progress. We finally finished this book, like I said, full of teen angst. I can see why I was interested in it in middle school, but like now, not so much. There's that. I don't really have much to say because it's taken me far too long to finish this book. So I feel like I remember everything, but then like I don't know how I feel about everything. It's just, I read it, I finished it. I probably will never touch this book again in my life. It's kind of that. So like it's probably like for me personally like a 2-star kind of situation. But we finished her, so we're about halfway through now. No, not really. So we're getting closer to finishing the series. We still have 3 more books left for the series, but we're not going to continue with Vladimir Todd. We are going to move on to something that hopefully will be another like super quick read that I can get done really fast. It is barely 200 pages. So I feel like I can get this done in like an hour or two. And then I think after I finish reading this, I will take a break to go and eat something since it is almost 7 o'clock now. And I didn't really take in consideration when I started this that like I'm gonna be pausing the timer in order to like eat and other things. Like if I need to like do something besides read, I'm gonna be pausing. I mean, I can probably try and find like a little audiobook. I'm going to continue on and go ahead and start this book and catch up later. Okay, so we are taking a dinner break. I am absolutely starving. It's almost 9 o'clock, it's 8:50, and we are a little over, well, I should say a little. We're about 2.5 hours in. So not long at all, but we're getting into the evening time. I'm hungry, and I am close to about halfway through Summer Boys. I'm just gonna stop predicting how long it's gonna take me to read books because clearly my gauge is off, but it was definitely kind of like a slower read for me at first. It took me a minute to get into it. I feel like I'm a little bit more into it now, but it is definitely reading like a classic, like 2000s teen show kind of vibes. Like at least that's how the characters are. Like think of your Degrassi, like pretty much anything on Teen Nick or ABC Family that was geared towards like teenagers. That's how the characters are. And so it's kind of funny, but then it's kind of like, I was really into this when I was younger, but like I will say, one of the characters, Ella, we don't like her. She's problematic. She is the problematic, promiscuous kind of character who has a boy every other day, week kind of vibes, and she has no boundaries whatsoever. She lacks boundaries, which is not good. It's getting a little bit better now that we've like kind of gone over the whole like overview of each of the characters because it follows 3 cousins, so each one kind of has their own storyline, and so it changes point of views every chapter, which I don't love books that do that, but it's pretty easy to tell who's who whenever they change to the different characters. But anyways, like I said, I'm hungry and I have a little dilemma. Like right now, obviously we're paused because we're not reading currently. I was initially thinking that like when I'm eating and when I'm like cooking my meals and whatnot, that I would just end up having to like pause and everything and like wait until I'm done to continue reading. But I recall and I remember I do have some audiobooks. The only thing is I don't love the idea of starting another book while I'm in the middle of another book, knowing that once I finish eating dinner, I'm definitely going to try and just go back to Summer Boys, and I probably won't finish the book that I'm obviously going to end up listening to. But if I listen to an audiobook, that will count as reading, and that will allow for, sorry about my cats, they're having a little tussle like they typically do every day. But anyways, but if I read and play the audiobook, that will help because the timer will continue instead of it stopping. Because at this point, I think we're already at the point where I wouldn't be able to stop reading until at least like 6:30, if not later, from all the yapping that I've done so far. And so I think I'm going to just go ahead and do the audiobook. I have an audiobook that's fairly short. I think it's literally only about 5 hours. It's like right under 5 hours, actually, I think. So yeah, I have Forever by Judy Blume, which I got because I was like, ooh, I heard lots of things about the show, good and bad. So maybe if we read it, I will watch the show. And that one is only, like I said, only a little under 5 hours. It's 4 hours and 56 minutes. And then we also have an Abby Jimenez book, The Happy Ever After Playlist, which I don't know if it's a part of like a world where it's like you probably need to read it in order or not. I'm not sure, but it's there. But I think the safe bet would probably be to read Forever. That's the game plan so far. I feel okay, but like I said, we're only 2.5 hours in. We have not reached the hard point when it hits, you know, midnight, 3, 4, 5 a.m. kind of vibes. That's gonna be the danger zone. But I have, hopefully I will pull through. But you know, like I said, I'm gonna stop yapping because that's just gonna prolong the time. We're officially a little over 6 hours in. We're not even halfway there. It's almost it's past midnight. It's 1 a.m. I didn't even realize that it was past midnight. The last time I had looked at the clock, it was like 11-ish. But we're finished our first complete book, Summer Boys. It was a quick, easy read for sure, definitely. I stand by what I said earlier. Ella, she's trash character. Trash character. Things she does, diabolical. Thoughts she has, terrible. Terrible. I don't know how you could do that to your own sibling. Or to even, like, if it was someone that you're friends with. Like, that's crazy. But, yeah, so we had her, we had Beth. Beth and George, honestly, were the best characters. And that's not saying much either, because Beth and George, they have the classic friends to lovers kind of trope situation where if they just communicated and said, hey, babes, I like you, you like me, a lot of their issues would never have happened. And then Jamie, she at some point kind of becomes irrelevant, but like she's still relevant. I don't know, but her storyline is kind of just her dealing with her issues with her relationship. But it's not like I don't even have words really. But I might continue because I think they have at least 3 more books because there's next summer, after summer, and last summer. So I might read the rest of the series, but I don't feel the need to continue the series by any means because this book was like okay. Like I wouldn't recommend this book to anyone necessarily, but like it wasn't the absolute worst in the world. It kept my attention. It wasn't like I was like, I need to just DNF this or anything like that. So we have that done. I feel okay, but I am slightly worried because definitely while I was sitting on the couch reading, there were times where, you know, I was yawning a little excessively and the eyes were they weren't getting heavy where I was like falling asleep, but like they were getting tired. So I figured I should obviously go ahead and finish Forever. While I'm doing that, I might just do some things around the house. I obviously have dishes that I didn't clean from dinner, so I could do that. And then I figured I could also maybe do like a face mask, and I have some cookie dough in my freezer and I can make some cookies and have that. Because I think I have like about a little over 2 hours. Yeah, I have 2.5 hours left of Forever. I'm on chapter 6 now. It's obviously a very short book. And the book is basically about a teenage girl exploring love, relationships, and contemplation of will I, won't I, when will I possibly have sex for the first time. That's pretty much all the book is about, so that's pretty much all that has happened because nothing has really happened besides her getting into a relationship. So far it's okay. It's not anything like mind-blowing either by any means. Get back to listening to this audiobook and then we'll figure out what book we'll read next. I'm thinking either Davenport's or I might try to start the next book of the Vladimir Todd Chronicles because I do need to finish those books. Let's see what time it is. It's 3:40. Literally just turned 3:40. We are also just now entering hour 9, basically. Now, meaning we're not even halfway done. We're not even halfway through. And for most of the second half of Forever, I pretty much just was pacing my kitchen because I was tired. I am tired. I'm very tired. I didn't think I was gonna be as tired as I am, but I am. So, what I did was I first grabbed the shortest books that I have, and that ended up being Instructions for Dancing, The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, 10th grade, whatever, and also Queen of Nothing. They're all scattered all over the place. Those were the shortest books that I have. And at first, I was thinking about doing Queen of Nothing because I feel like that has a storyline that I'm already kind of into and I'm interested in. But then I found this one on Libby, well, the audiobook version of this one on Libby. So I don't think I have the capacity right now to fully read words on a page. So I am going to try my best to read the words on the page, but we have Libby to help us out if it ends up being too much of a struggle. I'm also cracking open my handy dandy witch's brew because, like I said, I'm very tired and we're not even halfway through. I did not stop the timer either. I'm now realizing, so we finished Forever. Forever, interesting. Not really. It was okay. It's nothing that, like, I for sure don't think I would be able to finish it if I was reading it. Having it read to me was a lot better. I hope the show is better and more interesting. And also, Michael, he's not any better than any other guy. I feel like at least that, like, Catherine described, because she was, like, talking about how she was dating someone else previously and all he wanted was sex, and that's how they ended up ending their relationship. But, like, Michael was kind of doing the same thing. He was just being slightly more cash about it. But he, from day one, was like, hey, is there a place to park the car? So he wasn't really any better. But, you know, it was a fine story, I guess. But I'm gonna sip on this, and we're gonna get started on this. I might try and read a little bit of Vladimir Todd just because I need to finish those books. But I'm so tired right now. We may end up having to take a break. I don't know. I hope not, because I don't want to extend this any longer. Because, like I said, I'm pretty sure already from the times that I've paused, we're already going to be, you know, not ending this until like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening tomorrow. Well, today, because it's a new day officially. And we're not even halfway done. It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna sleep so well tomorrow. So well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I've been yapping and I didn't turn off the timers. And I'm avoiding going upstairs and reading in my room because I know if I read in my room, I'm gonna end up reading in my bed. And that's just gonna be an absolute disaster. So I'm gonna just stop and read Instructions for Dancing. It is almost 5 a.m. We've officially gotten to the 10-hour point. And I think I'm gonna take a break. Because I'm on page 33 of this book. I haven't really been utilizing the audiobook at all. I've just been reading the physical copy. And it's actually an interesting story. I honestly went into this not knowing anything about it. I just knew that it was like gonna be a YA romance kind of vibe. And it's actually really interesting because she's like having these visions of people's relationships and how they're basically going to end. And she has no idea how this is happening all of a sudden. I would be a little bit further in this book, honestly, but there have been several times randomly that I just started bursting out laughing because I'm just that delusional. And I've also had to reread pages because, again, delusion has set in. So I think that alone is a sign that I probably need a little bit of a break, and I'm going to go and try and take a nap. And it kind of sucks because I did drink some of the witch's brew, which honestly I feel like caffeine doesn't really help me. I don't think caffeine really affects me at all. And I also have been falling asleep. I've been like my eyes shut we're not even halfway through. We're only on hour 10. So I don't want to sleep for too long, but I need to get a little bit of sleep. So I slept for about 2.5-ish hours. I would say more along 2 because it definitely took me a minute to fall asleep. But I feel a lot better. So we're gonna go ahead, since I'm awake, get started again. I'm gonna just stay in bed for a little bit and read in bed for the next little session. And we're going to just resume. Hopefully we can get a little bit further with the reading now that I feel a little bit more cognitive. And so we'll go ahead and hit resume on our timer. I just finished Instructions for Dancing, and I don't know how I feel. I need a moment. I was not expecting this. This book was so good. It was so good. I think it just explores love and just how love isn't perfect. Love doesn't always have necessarily a happy ending, but just living through it and being in it is like a journey in itself and everything. And just how Evie learns how to get over her cynicism and skepticism regarding love after all of the pain and hurt that she's seen and also experienced. It's just so good. It's so good. And I was not expecting that. My heart hurts a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but we only have like 8 hours left, honestly, because it's already at 15 hours and 46 minutes. So it's just a little over 8 hours. I honestly have no idea what I need to read or what I should read next after reading that. But I'm thinking maybe Davenport, because I think we can get pretty far into that. And I feel like I could read through the first couple of chapters fairly quickly because I technically already read them, but it has been several months. I feel like also I should probably try to read a couple of chapters of Vladimir Todd, but I really don't want to. So I don't know. Okay, we are officially done. We completed 24 hours of reading. Obviously, we ended up technically taking longer than 24 hours. We did start at 6 p.m. yesterday, and it's currently 9:44. But I feel like that's not too bad, because that's including all the times that I had to do other things where I wasn't able to read. So like sometimes when I took showers, if I was cooking or something like that, every time I chatted to the camera, or most of the times, there were a couple times I didn't pause. And I slept for like 2 hours. So I don't think that's too bad. I think that is pretty good. I was able to complete 3 whole books, and I'm halfway through the Davenports. So I'm actually really proud of myself with that too. Yes, I did choose shorter books, but I think that's still pretty good. Because honestly, going into it, I was going to be surprised if I even completed 2 whole books. Like, I feel like I'm a slow reader compared to how other people read, because I hear like some people, they're like zooming through books. So it makes me feel like I'm a slow reader, but maybe I'm not as slow as I thought I was. Or maybe I am, and I just, like I said, I did choose shorter books. Out of all the books that I read, the way I would rank it was 110% Instructions for Dancing, number one for sure. Then honestly, despite the fact that I haven't finished it, the Davenports will go number 2 for me, because it's been more interesting than the other books that I've read. And then 3 is a hard one, because for me, I feel like 3 would be a toss-up between Forever and Summer Boys, but I feel like Forever was like better written, so I put Forever there, and then Summer Boys, and then Vladimir Todd. which I did read a couple of chapters of 10th grade, I believe. But I got to chapter 5 and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't read more angsty vampire-ness. I'm just gonna go straight into Davenport's, which was the move. I was definitely struggling during the last couple of hours. I was constantly looking at my timer and it was like no time was going by. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have like several hours left. How am I gonna get through this? But we did it. We got through it. I am literally going to just like wash my face and go straight to bed right now because I am tired. I've only slept for 2 hours. That's like what, 36 hours, I think? Don't ask me, I'm not a math girl. But anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping. Like I said, we're gonna go to sleep. We're gonna go and get some rest. And I will catch you guys with the next one. Bye!